As the road trip continues for Hyannis, so does the lousy weather. From a dreary Veterans Field in Chatham, the Harbor Hawks will try and bounce back off another loss last night, 6-0 to the Harwich Mariners against another Eastern Division foe in the Chatham Anglers. Hyannis sends right-hander Sam Thorson to the mound tonight, who is looking to continue his strong start on the Cape this summer. He goes against the hometown starter Ty Madden, who Hyannis has already seen once this season back on opening night. It's the Anglers and the Harbor Hawks on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hi, everyone. Pleased to welcome you all into the broadcast tonight. Alongside Lyle Goldstein, I'm Brendan Howe. And Lyle, last night, a tough loss for Hyannis, an offense that looked so potent a couple nights ago back in Falmouth, putting up 10 runs. Just no runs on 5 hits to speak of last night in a shutout 6-0 loss. Tonight, what are you expecting from this Harbor Hawk lineup that looked so dangerous a couple nights ago and then faltered last night? It's been kind of an up and down road trip.
Yeah, and it's been kind of a tough go of it for them. Like you said, up and down to say the least. They'll be hot one night, and the bats go silent the other night. I mean, you look at the 7-2 win against Harwich. Next game against Wareham, bats kind of go silent. They put up 10 runs in their win at Falmouth. Yesterday against Harwich, no runs out at White House Field. So you kind of said it last night as we wrap things up, Brennan. We'll see which version of the Harbor Hawks we get today, especially from the offensive side of the ball, because they have the ability to put up runs. They have the ability to string together big innings. It's just a question of when it's going to come around.
And Trevor Hopper, again, we mentioned the big night he had, 7 RBIs a couple nights ago against Falmouth. The power stroke's starting to come around for him. Anthony Servideo as well at the top of the lineup, batting leadoff tonight, picked up a couple of hits last night as well. So it's timely hitting that's not come around for Hyannis just yet, but we're sure it will eventually, just not quite sure when, as you just mentioned. But let's talk about the pitching a little bit. Tonight, Sam Thorson goes to the mound. Last time we saw him was June the 23rd. He went 5 innings, gave up just 1 run. He's looked very good, the right-hander from Minnesota.
It's looked really good. And we talked about how overpowering Tyler Madison's been at times this year. Aside from him, you look at one of the more effective arms for this Hyannis pitching staff so far, it's been Thorson. His last 2 starts, he's gone combined 11 innings. He's given up just 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 14 strikeouts. I mean, this guy really has the ability to miss bats, and he's done it against a couple Eastern Division ball clubs. And Harwich and Brewster, who currently sit with 14 and 15 points respectively. Each team has at least 7 wins between those 2 ball clubs, and Thorson pretty much blanked them in those outings. So we'll see what he's got against Chatham tonight. This is a good offense. They've got some real power in the lineup, but we'll see what he's got on the road at Veterans Field.
Continuing with the trend of the pitching for just a minute, Lyle, I wanted to talk about the bullpen because we mentioned before a couple games back that it's been inconsistent, but the ERA for the team-wise has come down a bit, a couple points over the past few days. Last night we saw Glenn Albanese, Nick Mondak, and Nolan Crisp. So those 3 guys, more than likely we won't see tonight, but the rest of the guys out of the bullpen, they need to try and step it up.
Yeah, and it's just about finding some consistency with the back end of the pitching staff, particularly that bullpen. And there are guys who are going to fill those roles. We've seen Connor Ash do it at times, although we'll see if he molds more into a starter or reliever for the remainder of the season. But aside from him, guys like Albanese, he has the ability to have some good stuff and put together some good outings. Mondak had a couple good outings. He had a good outing against Chatham on opening night. And even Ben Abram, who's come out of the bullpen a couple of times. So those are some guys that are, starting to kind of establish their roles a little bit. Chad Gassman's starting to see what he has in all of his pitchers, and it's just about finding the right fit for each arm. And when they start to do that and guys start to pick up their roles and run with it, that's when things start to click.
Well, we'll have lineups and first pitch for you on the other side of the break when we return from Veterans Field here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network from Veterans Field, just about set for action as the hometown Anglers have taken the field. It's the right-hander from Texas, Ty Madden, on the mound making the start tonight for the Anglers. He'll oppose a Harbor Hawk lineup that looks like this. Leading off and playing shortstop, Anthony Servideo. Following him, Rowdy Jordan out in center. Trevor Hauver out in left. Jared DeSantelo batting cleanup in the DH. Brooks Carlson over at first. Rigsby Mosley out in right. Chad McDaniel catching and batting seventh. Lucas Dunn at second, and rounding out the nine, third baseman Jackson Olson. For the right-hander, Madden made his last appearance back on June the 22nd at YD. Picked up the win. He went 3 1/3. Didn't allow a run or a hit. Walked one, and struck out 2. This Hyannis offense putting up just 5 hits last night and not pushing a run across. Going for a tough test against the guy, Madden, who knows their lineup quite well. Although there are some new faces. Lucas Dunn and Anthony Servideo, of course, were not here on opening night. Rowdy Jordan just making his debut a couple days ago. And Anthony Servideo set to make his way to the plate to lead us off tonight. It's been a weird day weather-wise, as the rain was forecasted to come down hard right around game time, but it has held off for the time being. And the skies partly cloudy with some sun trying to trickle through in center field just beyond the batter's eye. So Servideo takes his spot in the lefty batter's box. Madden winds and fires a first pitch fastball high. We're underway. 7:01 p.m. first pitch time here in Chatham. Hyannis' first visit of the season. 1-0 pitch, another fastball cut and a miss on the outside part of the plate. And the count evens 1-1. So for Servideo last night, picked up a couple of hits. Trying to get things going offensively for himself. Madden's 1-1, down low. These same Chatham Anglers made the trip to McKeon Park on opening night to kick off the Cape Cod season. They picked up a win 5-4. Here's the 2-1. Fastball, chopper right side, foul. So the count moves to 2-2 on the leadoff man, Servideo. Again, Rowdy Jordan and Trevor Hauver set to follow. Madden a long pause. Here comes the 2-2 out of the windup. Downstairs, and the count runs full. Well, Servidio's got some speed. We know that. He's already drawn a handful of walks this season. The payoff pitch right back off the glove of Madden. Trickle towards second base. Villar picks it up, fires across the diamond in time, and that gets Servideo. Well, that one goes 4-3. Madden helping out his defense a little bit, knocking it down and giving Villar time to move over and recover. So 1 down now for Rowdy Jordan.
And Madden will get a little bit of an unofficial assist on that one.
Looking at the Chatham defense left to right in the outfield quickly, it's Hall, Pokovich, and Cabanis. Rowdy Jordan waves the bat in the batter's box. First pitch, a breaking ball downstairs. Around the infield, third to first, Ramirez, Morel, Villar, and Torrell. And Smith behind the plate doing the catching for Madden. Shakes off a couple signs. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball up high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes on the Hyannis center fielder. Playing in just his second game in a Hyannis uniform. Blue tops with orange lettering and numbering, and the blue pinstripe pants as a fastball misses down low. It's 3-0. Jordan firmly in the driver's seat. Hyannis trying to get something going offensively. They played with a lead when they've scored a run in their past couple games, although last night, not pushing any across. The 3-0 to Jordan, here it is. Fastball outside, and he walked him. So Jordan's aboard with the 1-out walk. That'll give way to the number 3 man in the lineup, Trevor Hauver.
And Rowdy already walked once yesterday. He drew a full count offering in his first at-bat back in Harwich. He ended up lining out to second base. Then he worked a walk in his second at-bat, and here gets on board for the first Hyannis base runner of the evening.
So here's Trevor batting with 1 on, 1 out. Coming into tonight with a .256 average. Sun's starting to peek through in left field as Madden out of the stretch fires the fastball high. Pretty good crowd despite the weather conditions tonight in Chatham. Bleachers a bit soaked, but rain is held off for the time being, and we're playing some baseball. Hopper with a 1-0 count. The pitch swung on, lifted down the left side, out of play. So for Hyannis, the league ranks not quite where they want them to be. They won, of course, 2 out of their last 3 before last night. Trying to get back on the right track. Still hanging around points-wise in the Western Division. They've got 5. The 1-1 from Madden, up high. 7th in hits with 90. That same rank in RBIs with just 41. Came into tonight last in the league in walks, 34, but make it 35 with Rowdy Jordan standing aboard on first base. 2-1 to Hopper. Here it is. Runner takes off for second. Throw down is going to be high, and sliding in safely into second is Jordan. So stolen base for Rowdy. We talked about his speed quite a bit. So into scoring position now with 1 out and a 3-1 count to Hopper at the dish.
He got a good jump on that one, too. Strong throw from the catcher, Smith, from his knees behind the plate, but Jordan just slid head first under the tag.
So Madden in a 2-2 count. Breaking ball. Chop foul right side. It trickles down toward the first base coaching box. Jordan back to the bag at second. Hyannis trying to give Sam Thorson a bit of a cushion to sit on when he makes his appearance on the mound. That will come in the bottom of the first. And the pause, look back towards second. Now the pitch on the ground, right side. Toward Villar, scoops it up. Nice easy toss in time to get Hopper, but the runner, Jordan, advances up 90 feet. So 2 down now for the cleanup man, Jared DeSantolo, who's been swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, an out but a productive out for Trevor Hopper. Ground ball to the right side. Give Rowdy Jordan an easy pass to third. And DeSantolo hitting in the cleanup spot tonight. Not your prototypical number 4 hitter, but DeSantolo, for how well he's been swinging the bat. I mean, he comes into today's game hitting 370. I think Chad Gassman's just looking for RBI opportunities. He'll take a base hit.
Well, DeSantolo's racked up 2 RBIs thus far as he pops one left side out of play. Ramirez, the third baseman, gave it a short look toward the Hyannis, or Chatham dugout, excuse me, but it trailed off into the distance. So DeSantolo back to his spot in the lefty batter's box. Madden working out of the windup with the runner aboard at third. A 1-pitch cut on and missed. Santolo tried to go after a high fastball. 97 miles an hour on the gun, according to the scoreboard out in left field here at Chatham. This man really climbing the ladder on DeSantolo. Here's the 0-2. Up high again. Again clocking in at the mid-90s. DeSantolo trying to battle back in a pitcher's count for Madden. The 1-2, here it is. Fastball again spoiled away to the left. Brooks Carlson loosening up on deck should we get there with 2 down in the inning. Rowdy Jordan just 90 feet away from giving Hyannis an early edge. Madden shakes off a couple signs from Smith. Long pause on the rubber. The 1-2 in the dirt. And the count draws even. Well, these Harbor Hawks made an appearance this morning at the Cape Cod Mall. Donning some autographs on baseballs and posters for fans in attendance. The 2-2. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Breaking ball in the dirt. Tag applied by Smith for good measure, and that ends the inning. So DeSantolo goes down on strikes. Hyannis strands 1. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. It's 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first here at Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back from Veterans Field in Chatham, it's the right-hander Sam Thorson on the mound for Hyannis, making his third start of his summer. He's going up against the Chatham lineup that looks like this. Caden Polkovich, Anthony Villar, and Jamal O'Gwynn set to lead off in the first inning. Following them, Alex Terrell, Ben Ramirez, and Cade Cavanis. Houston Morrill, Brady Smith, and Colin Hall, the bottom third of the order. So Thorson set to go out of the windup. First pitch at the bottom of the first is a fastball chop foul right side. Thorson's gone 12 innings, given up 5 hits and 5 earned so far on the summer. Walked 8 and struck out 17 with a 3.75 ERA. He's been one of the diamonds in the rough in this Hyannis pitching staff, the 0-1. Fastball popped up left side. Hover racing toward the line, but he'll watch it go out of play. So Polkovich, the center fielder from Oklahoma State, batting .267, entering action tonight. And Thorson trying to provide a spark for this Hyannis team and get them back on the right track. 0-2 to Polkovich. Here it is. Fastball again. Bounding ball down the right side. Foul. So the count will hold it 0-2, and Thorson will do it again. He receives a new baseball. Rubbing it out just on top of the rubber. Lights on here from Veterans. Sun just peeking through the clouds in left field. Polkovich will take a step out. Thorson, 4th appearance overall, but 3rd start. Made 1 appearance out of the pen. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball up high. So the count runs to 1-2. Polkovich, a home run and 8 RBIs to go with that .267 clip as he watches a breaking ball in for strike 3. So Thorson picking up the outside corner with a nice breaking ball. Polkovich is set down for out number 1. Here's Anthony Villar.
And he just turns that one over. Freezes the leadoff hitter, Polkovich. And Thorson getting right back to what he does best, striking guys out.
That's the 18th on the summer for Sam. Here's Anthony Villar, another left-handed hitter. Thorson out of the windup, winds and fires. Fastball just outside, 1-0. Villar, the Miami Hurricane, batting second in the order tonight for Chatham. Nobody on, 1 down. The 1-0 pitch. In for a strike. Pumps in a fastball, painting the outside. Black, count evens. Thorson, glove in front of the face from the windup again. Next pitch, downstairs. Just above the chute tops, 2-1. Thorson, a fastball, changeup, curveball guy. Sits right around the low 90s, a 2-1. Cut on and missed. Top hand came off the bat as Villar waved through it. And it's 2-2. Thorson with a pretty quick pace to him on the mound. He's set to go. 2-2 offering. Up the middle on the ground towards second. Dunn on a backhand. Flips, fires to first in time. And quickly 2 down.
Now batting for Chatham, the designated hitter from the University.
And Dunn just an easy move to his right. Had an in-between hop moving towards second base, but gloved it no problem. There's the second out for Sam Thorson.
So here comes the right-hander Jamal O'Gwynn. After back-to-back lefties. O'Gwynn, the DH tonight from USC. Thorson out of the windup. First pitch, a fastball misses at the letters. Clocked at 91 on the gun here in the scoreboard in Chatham. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, that catches the bottom of the zone of the knees. So the count evens 1-1. For O'Gwynn, up over 300 at 304 to be exact coming into tonight. He's been swinging a good bat. A 1-1. Breaking ball. That one sweeps across the plate, catches the outside corner for strike 2. So Thorson 1 pitch away from working a very clean bottom of the first. Right-hander's been so dominant. Here comes the 1-2. Just misses away. Trying to pick out that same spot with another breaking ball. Couldn't quite pick it up, and O'Gwen able to stay alive with the count drawn even at 2-2. Thorson plays with the baseball in the glove, the 2-2 offering, fastball in the dirt, and the count swells full. So O'Gwen, in his season at Southern Cal, primarily played first base in the corner outfield positions, but getting the night off in the DH spot tonight. Payoff from Thorson, here it is. Fastball popped up left side, ranging after Jackson Olsen toward the dugout, over by the fence, and it's out of play as it clanks off the bleachers. Fans racing after it down the steps. That's a first souvenir of the night. So Thorson gets a new baseball. Crowd stirring a little bit over that. But O'Gwen and Thorson have reset. And the next payoff pitch from the right-hander on the way. Breaking ball high, and he walked him. So O'Gwen finds himself aboard with 2 down. That'll bring up Alex Terrell.
Thorson just couldn't quite drop that breaking ball in with the 3-2. He worked a full count against O'Gwen, who is pretty prone to walk, has a pretty good approach at the plate, but just missed up high with that one.
Well, we saw the Hyannis starter last night, Tyler Madison, in Harwich work himself into a few full counts. That was a trend early and often in the first couple frames for him. Lasted 4 1/3 last night. Runner aboard, 2 down, high fastball to the new hitter, Terrell. So Thorson being forced to work from the stretch. 1-0 count as Terrell waves the bat high above that left shoulder. Thorson, couple peeks over the shoulder back toward first. Now the 1-0. Fastball cut and a miss. Right over the top of it, about knee high. So Chatham trying to keep this inning alive for Ben Ramirez, who's loosening up in the on-deck area. Thorson a look back toward O'Gwen. Now comes set at the belt. Kicks and fires a 1-1. Fastball in there, strike 2. That's one thing Thorson has done exceptionally well, is command that fastball. He's picked out his spots on the outside corner. Gotten ahead of the hitter, Terrell. Again, puts himself in a one-pitch away situation to get out of the inning. Cut on and miss, strike 3. He does just that. Got him with a high heater. 2 strikeouts picked up in the inning for the right-hander Thorson. And Chatham strands 1. Still scoreless. Top of the second coming up when we return from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Brooks Carlson, Rigsby Mosley, and Chad McDaniel set to go for the second ups of the evening for Hyannis. Both starters worked a clean first inning with surrendering just 1 base runner each. So we're scoreless, both teams in search of a hit. Brooks Carlson stepping up to the plate, trying to do just that. First pitch of the inning from Madden. Fastball catches the bottom part of the zone for a strike. Carlson out of Sanford comes into tonight at just 178, batting in the number 5 slot. A 1 from Madden. Big fastball well behind it was Carlson, down 0-2. Takes a step out and adjusts the batting gloves. Hyannis offense last in the league in on-base percentage at just .289. So any way they can find themselves aboard, as the 0-2 sails all the way to the backstop, up and over the glove of Smith. So the count 1-2 to Carlson. Didn't really have to think much about offering at that one. Madden resets. 1-2 from the windup. The pitch fouled away off to the right. Trailing back toward the playground area. So Carlson trying to get himself going. Rigsby Mosley, the guy on deck, also trying to get himself going. He had a double the other night in Falmouth. 1-2 on the way. Another breaking ball up high. Count draws even at 2-2. Carlson working himself back. Reached it at first base tonight, as he has been so many times this season for Hyannis. Madden's 2-2 offering. Chopper left side, but foul. Play made by Chad Gassman on a hop. Tosses it back toward the Chatham dugout. Count holds. So Carlson taps the helmet one time, waves the bat toward Madden, and awaits the 2-2. Here it is. Fastball checked his swing, and did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Madden dating back to the first inning. Carlson goes down, and here's Rigsby Mosley.
And Madden, that good fastball so far. If you date back to punching out to Santalo to end the top of the first, that's back-to-back Ks. He's had it working so far despite the one walk to Rowdy Jordan.
So Rigsby Mosley watches the first pitch, fastball down and away. He's batting just 167. This Hyannis team, 9th in average in the Cape Cod League rankings-wise, the 1-0. Fastball, Mosley went after it and lofts it out of play up and over the press box here at Veterans Field. That average that ranks 9th at just 216. So Hyannis trying to get the bats going. With Mosley dealing with a 1-1 count, breaking ball misses at the letters. Well, considering the weather reports that came in earlier, turns out to be quite a nice night for baseball here from Veterans, the 2-1. Fastball laced left side, tailing foul. So the count moves to 2-2 on number 12. Madden tan glove set at the belt out of the windup, the 2-2. Fastball, Mosley went after it, got a piece off the end of the bat. Coming in strong from center, Polkovich. Well, there's going to be the shortstop, Morrill, to take it, and there's 2 down.
The catcher from the University of Missouri, number 38, Chad McDaniel.
So that'll bring up Chad McDaniel. Batting out of the number 7 slot and behind the dish. Adam Hackenberg did the duty last night. Transferring things to the Missouri product is Chad Gassman. First pitch to him, fastball opposite field, dropping down toward the line, and it will tail just a bit foul. So McDaniel missing a base hit by just inches, and the count's 0-1. They'll retreat back to the batter's box, and we'll do it again against Madden. Cyberhawk bats have been getting some contact off the right-hander, just haven't been able to place it in between the lines. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball rips this one down the right field line, and it's hooking well, foul again. So McDaniel late on the first pitch, early on the second pitch, and he finds himself down 0-2. Been one of those kind of years so far for Hyannis. Just when they do make some contact, they hit it right at people, the 0-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning again for Ty Madden. He's looked really sharp. 3 strikeouts, 2 coming in this frame. No hits, no runs across, and nobody left on. Still scoreless. Bottom 2 coming up with Chatham coming back to the plate when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Hernandez.
5, 6, and 7 due up for the hometown Anglers as they make their way back to the plate in the bottom of the second. A scoreless game as the right-hander Sam Thorson takes the mound again. Both starters have been going toe for toe so far, with Thorson getting his second cracks at this Chatham lineup. Ben Ramirez, Cade Hyannis, and Houston Morrill. First pitch, a fastball that misses outside. Thorson from the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in the air to deep right field. Mosley ranging back toward the track, comes in a few steps and will make the grab.
Now batting for Chatham,
So
the
one
right
down for
fielder
Cade
from
Hyannis.
Oklahoma
Off the
State.
bat, that one sounded like it had home run
Cade
distance. Rigsby Mosley just reached back a few steps and then made his way in as the ball just lost some steam. And one down now for the Oklahoma State product. So that's the first real scare that Thorson's had on the mound so far. First pitch to the new hitter Hyannis, a wave and a miss on top of a fastball, 0-1. Thorson gets his sign from McDaniel into the windup in 0-1. Breaking ball into the dirt. Trickled off to McDaniel's right. And those ominous clouds that were once here about 30 minutes before the first pitch have now retreated. Light blue skies with some scattered clouds and some sun peeking over the trees and left. The 1-1. Fastball cut and a miss again. So the count 1-2 here against Hyannis. Jackson Olsen getting the start at third base tonight in favor of Jared DeSantolo, who's the DH. Playing a bit back behind the bag. DeSantolo, who likes to play in front of the bag. Thorson will take a quick step off. Outfield pretty much straight up as well. Nobody on, just one out in the inning. Thorson fires a 1-2. Breaking ball, chopper left side. So the count holds, and first piece of hard contact was off the bat of Ben Ramirez. That was the first out of this bottom half of the second inning. But other than that, both starters been pretty much spotless. Thorson kicks and fires another 1-2. Dropped in, strike 3 on the outside corner. Thorson once again picking up his spot and fans Hyannis. That'll bring up Houston Morrill.
Oklahoma State, number 50, Houston Morrill.
And really just locating well here so far tonight. That's already his third strikeout. And Hyannis, as he kind of tosses the bat toward the wall of the dugout as he walks back to the third base side. A little frustrated, but Thorson wheeling here through the first inning in 2/3.
And perhaps not happy with himself letting that one go, but Thorson has been magnificent so far and fires in another first pitch strike. This time to Houston Morrill. Another fastball at the knees. Got that downward action on his breaking ball, and he's pinpointed his fastball so far. Here comes an 0-1. Another fastball, same spot, same result. Morrill's behind 0-2. So Thorson looking to return the favor that Ty Madden put on in the top of the second inning with a 1-2-3 of his own. Working with a 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball just tapped foul as it trickles back toward the brick wall here at Veterans Field. So the count's still 0-2 with Brady Smith, the number 8 man on deck. Been brief action so far. Thorson looking to stifle Chatham in the second. The next 0-2. Strike 3 called. The breaking ball dropped in belt high. Back-to-back K's ends the inning for the right-hander as he trots back to the dugout ever so confidently as he should. We remain scoreless from Veterans Field. Top of the third coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
8-9-1 coming up to the plate for the Harbor Hawks to begin the top of the third inning here from Veterans Field in Chatham. Lucas Dunn, the second baseman out of Louisville, taps the plate from the right side of the box a couple times, and he's into his stance with Ty Madden back on the mound. Winds and fires. First pitch fastball runs way outside. Dunn comes into the day hitting .250. 1-for-4 performance last night. As the Texas Longhorn fires home, the Cardinal swings and lofts it foul right side out of play. So Dunn picked up a hit in the ninth inning out at White House Field in Harwich yesterday. That was part of a 6-0 loss for Hyannis, their 10th of the season. They sit at 2-10-1 in 2019. 1-1, fastball just in. And Lucas Dunn's ahead at 2 balls and 1 strikes against the right-hander Madden. He'll get the sign. He comes home upstairs. Dunn's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. That base knock he recorded was a bloop single to right field back in the top of the 9th last night in Harwich. It was the 4th of 5 hits, the 4th of 5 hits for Hyannis as DeSantolo followed him with a single. 3-1, high and away, ball 4. 5-pitch walk for Lucas Dunn as Ty Madden issues his second base runner of the game, both by the free pass.
Well, that's just the second blip on the radar for Madden. The only 2 base runners he's allowed has been via the walk. This time to Lucas Dunn, looks so sharp in the second inning. But we'll see if Hyannis can get something going.
That brings up Jackson Olsen, playing third base today, as the Hartford product flips the bat toward the mound a couple times, and he's into his stance. Offering from the stretch, swing and a tap foul back behind home plate. So for Lucas Dunn, that hit last night was his second of the summer. 1-for-4 in his debut against Falmouth in the 10-3 win. And then 1-for-4 last night against Harwich in the 6-0 loss. So only 5 hits for Hyannis in that contest. Only 3 through the first 8 innings. And 2 of them came in the first 3 frames. The righty Madden takes a breath. A long pause on the mound, and now Olsen's going to call time. He wants to reset. Jackson's best game so far in a Harbor Hawk uniform probably came on opening night against these very Anglers. It was a 5-4 loss as a team, but Olsen picked up 3 hits in that contest. Madden, one of the 3 pitchers he saw, or 4 rather. Runner takes off, pitch down in the dirt, thrown up by Smith to the second baseman, or rather shortstop Morrill. Tag applied, and Dunn's out trying to swipe second base. So a good strike by the Florida Gator, Brady Smith. Quick transfer from behind the plate and a strike to the shortstop Morrill, who put the tag down on Lucas Dunn trying to swipe a bag, and they had him by a good amount as well.
Yeah, it looked like Dunn got a bit of a late break on that one.
And the offering to Olsen's a called strike. It moves to 1-2, but Dunn, a guy who has a good amount of speed. He stole a bag in Falmouth on Wednesday, but not to be right there. As a result, he's erased, and it's 1-2 with 1 out. Offering to Olsen, swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the evening for Ty Madden, and there's 2 down in the top of the 3rd inning.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want a pitcher's duel, this is the game to see so far. Ty Madden, you just mentioned, 4th strikeout so far. Thorson returned the favor in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but both of these pitchers going toe for toe.
So 2 down. Dunn caught stealing after the walk, and then the punch out to Jackson Olsen brings up Anthony Servideo for his 2nd plate appearance. Takes one on the outside corner, strike 1. So Dunn stole 14 bags in his season at Louisville. But again, thrown out by Brady Smith behind the plate as Servideo cuts and misses through the next Madden offering. Fastball down at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. 2 down, 0-0 the score in the top of the 3rd. And both these pitchers going toe for toe thus far. Madden the windup. Kicks and fires. Swinging a pop-up foul behind home plate out of play. Servideo grounded out to 2nd in his first at bat. But an unofficial assist that won't show up in the scorebook from the pitcher Madden, as it was a line drive back up the middle. He knocked it down with his glove and ricocheted it toward the second baseman Villar. 0-2 misses high with a fastball. And Servideo stays alive. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Servideo coming off a 2-hit game last night. So 1/3 of the Harbor Hawk hits. As that one misses just down, it's 2-2, or rather, just over that. 2 of the 5 hits were recorded by the leadoff man, Servideo, where he sits again here at Veterans Field in Chatham. 2-2, line drive into center field. Coming in quickly, Polkovich. He makes the grab on the run, moving to his left toward the gap. So Ty Madden faces the minimum in the top of the 3rd. Lucas Dunn erased caught stealing after the leadoff walk, and a strikeout and a line out to center is all the Harbor Hawks could muster up. 0-0 through 2.5 frames. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis sent their 8-9-1 to the plate in the top of the 3rd. The Anglers send the 8-9-1 of their order to the plate to begin the bottom of the 3rd. Brady Smith, the catcher from Florida, digs in from the right side. As Sam Thorson, who's gotten through 2 clean innings of work here, is back on the mound for frame number 3. It's from the windup and the first base side, gets the sign and fires. Fastball that misses just in, it's 1-0. Brady Smith started 53 games in 2019 for the Gators, put together a .270 average, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. The go for Thorson fires home. It's a fastball upstairs. 2-0. Smith works ahead of the count. So his first at bat today, he was 1 for 2 yesterday. And the Chatham lost to the Wareham Gatemen. Thorson's offering. Heater misses just low. So Smith way ahead at 3 balls and no strikes. Chatham's had 1 base runner so far. It was a Jamal O'Gwyn walk back in the bottom of the 1st. Thorson ready to go. The offering. Good for a strike. A get me over fastball to stay alive in the count. Four strikeouts already for Sam. Neither team's recorded a hit thus far. Offering. Ground ball left side. That's going to roll foul. Olsen gave it a look moving to his right, but into the 3rd base coaching box, and the count runs full. So we'll see how Thorson responds here. He's already worked back from a 3-0 deficit in the count. His walks were high. His strikeout rate was high in his season at Minnesota. Now the offering. Down low, ball 4. So there's the 2nd issued walk of the day for Sam Thorson as Smith flips the bat back toward the 3rd base side and trots down to 1st.
Well, for as good as both starters have been thus far, walks have been the issue. Hasn't been contact, just been missing the location.
And these 2 starters have been almost identical so far. Ty Madden has worked through 3 innings. He struck out 4. Hasn't given up a run or a hit, but allowed 2 walks. As it's the number 9 hitting Colin Hall out of Georgia Tech. First offering, push bunted, foul down the left side. Meanwhile, for Thorson, it's been pretty much the same thing. Of course, he's worked a little bit less than Ty Madden has, as he's in his 3rd inning of work. Madden's completed 3 innings. But Thorson has struck out 4, walked 2, has not given up a hit, and not allowed a run. He deals with Colin Hall here. He waves the bat and points it toward Thorson once. Now he's into his stance. Getting a healthy lead off of first, the runner Smith. Ground ball through the right side into right field, the base hit. Smith getting the wave around from second. He's thinking three. The throw from Rigsby Mosley. Air mailed over Jackson Olsen. That gets to the screen, and taking second will be Colin Hall on the play. So a single and an E9 for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Colin Hall puts Chatham runners on second and third with nobody down. And it's the first base hit recorded of the day from either side.
Yeah, that time a hard hit ball through the right side, and Dunn nor Carlson would have had a play on it. Rigsby Mosley had a chance to gun down the runner Smith at third, but as you mentioned, sailed the throw quite high, and it clanked off the fence to Jackson Olsen, who's playing third base tonight. Good heads-up awareness to go retrieve that and keep the runner at third.
So here's Caden Polkovich from the left side. Thorson winds and fires. Curveball, good for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Placed that one well. Right on the outer half of the plate as well. Polkovich could do nothing but watch it go by. He's got an RBI opportunity here, though, as Chatham's threatening for the first time this evening. A 1. Ground ball right side. Carlson on the backhand. Off his glove, it trickles into right field. 1 run scores. Hall around third. He's going to step on the plate, and it's 2-0 Anglers, just like that in the bottom of the third inning. RBI base hit for Caden Polkovich. RBIs number 9 and 10 for the Oklahoma State Cowboy here in the 2019 summer. And Chatham's up by 2 in the bottom of the third inning, and the first blood is drawn here in this ball game.
Well, it would have been a tough play for Carlson. Had to move to his right, and it kind of snuck up on him. Took a late hop, just tried to knock it down to try and at least keep both runners from scoring. Could not. It went onto the outfield grass. Both runners come in, and a 2-0 lead for Chatham.
That'll transfer things to Anthony Villar, another left-handed hitter. He hails from Miami, drops to bunt, pops it foul toward the left side in the Chatham dugout. So, like Brendan talked about, a tough play for Carlson. He had to range way to his right to try to even have a chance to stop that ball. And just kind of hit off the palm of his glove right at the end of the play and trickled into right field. So Thorson back into the stretch. He's going to fire over to first. Head first slides safely from the runner Polkovich. So it was in fact ruled a single. And Thorson now looking to respond here against the number 2 hitter Villar. Offering. Outside ball 1. So Thorson worked himself into a little bit of trouble to begin the inning. The walk to Brady Smith on the 3-2 count hurt. But then a Colin Hall single through the right side and a Caden Polkovich single through the right side to put Chatham out to a lead. Pitch from Thorson. It's down low. Gets by the catcher McDaniel to the backstop. Taking second, the runner Polkovich. He'll hit the brakes right there. He gave a hard turn around the bag at second, but held up by the Chatham third base coach. But just like that, another Anglers runner in scoring position. They're starting to find their groove a little bit here in the bottom of the third. Time's going to be called. Pitching coach Ray Korn's going to head out to the mound to have a meeting with the right-hander Thorson. So Sam, however, the 2 earned runs he's allowed already ties for what would be the most in an outing so far in a Harbor Hawk uniform this summer. He gave up 2 runs in an inning of work out of relief against the Katuitt Cavaliers. That came back on June the 12th. Gave up 2 runs in 6 innings against Brewster at home on June the 17th. But again, that's the highest run total he's allowed in an outing. Just 1 earned run in 5 innings in his only other appearance. That was the last time he came out against Harwich. That was at home on June the 23rd. So this is his first time away from McKeon Park. And Chatham, a team who's pretty potent offensively. They're second in on base. They're 4th in hits and home runs. Starting to figure him out a little bit here the second time around through the order. Meeting concludes. Ray Korn's going to walk back to the mound. McDaniel jogs back behind the plate. 2-0 Chatham from Veterans Field. Villar digs back into the box with a 2-1 count. Thorson's going to come set from the stretch and the offering. Ground ball foul toward the right field line and down toward the fence, where some of the bleachers stretch out here at Veterans Field to the right of the Snack Shack. Villar, one of 5 natural lefties in the lineup today for Chatham. 6 total if you include the switch-hitting Caden Polkovich, who stands at second. Thorson's going to give him a look, now fires home. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for the right-hander Thorson, and there's one down in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
The designated hitter from the University of
Well, a
Southern
big answer right
California,
there
number
after
2,
allowing the first
Jamal
3 men to
O'Gwen.
reach. With Polkovich in scoring position and nobody away, it could have been a huge inning for Chatham, but good punch out there from Thorson on a big breaking ball.
So here comes Jamal O'Gwen, one of the hottest hitters on the Cape right now. Thorson seeing him for the 2nd time around. He walked him the first time. Stretch inning, fires. Breaking ball, it's down low. Now O'Gwen's pretty much done it all. Coming into tonight's contest, he represented 1 of 11 players on the Cape League who are hitting 300 or better. Of course, those are qualified players who have had the correct number of at-bats. He's also tied for 2nd in home runs with 3, tied for 2nd in RBIs with 11. Offering from Thorson, big cut and a miss from the USC Trojan O'Gwen, and it's 1-1. So the only guy that has more home runs than O'Gwen here in 2019 is Austin Wells of YD. The Arizona Wildcat has 4 for the Red Sox so far. 3 of those 4 coming in 1 game. Thorson gave a long pause. Now he's going to come set, glove right at the belt. Working from the first base side as he peeks at the runner a couple times and fires home. Good breaking ball, called strike right at the knees. It's 1-2. In terms of RBIs, O'Gwen's tied with Hayden Cantrell with 11. Cantrell, of course, coming off that Cape League Player of the Week. But Austin Wells, once again of YD, the only man that sits ahead of him in that category as well with 12. But O'Gwen's got an RBI opportunity at hand. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's half a dozen strikeouts already for Sam Thorson here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
If you want something done right, do it yourself. You mentioned half a dozen already for Thorson. He's been racking them up on the hill.
So 2 down. That'll transfer things to the cleanup man, Alex Terrell. Left-handed hitter out of the University of Miami, wiggling the bat well above his left shoulder from the left side of the box. Thorson stretch and fires, ground ball right side foul just to the right of the Hyannis dugout. And how about the season from Terrell? 24 long balls in 2019. That went along with a .293 average and 67 runs batted in. This kid has got some serious left-handed power. Thorson's 0-1. Fastball way up high over the glove of the catcher, McDaniel, and cruising down to 3rd base, stopping right there, Caden Polkovich. So he's 90 feet away. A wild pitch from Sam Thorson allows that Chatham base runner to advance an additional 90 feet. So Polkovich will stand at 3rd. Terrell finds himself with a 1-1 count. And for as good of a season as he had at Miami, he's looking to jumpstart his Cape summer a little bit. He's just 3 for his first 20 in an Angler's uniform. 1-1 down in the dirt with a breaking ball, chested up by McDaniel. So Thorson's now back to the windup. Still works from that first base side of the rubber where he's most comfortable. Glove out in front of the face, gets the sign and delivers. Fly ball, deep right center field. Back goes Mosley at the wall, looks up, it's gone. Right on cue, Alex Terrell, first home run in an Angler's uniform. It's 4-0 Chatham in the bottom of the 3rd on an absolute line drive missile just over the 357 sign in the right center field gap.
And that got out of here in a hurry. Terrell put an absolute charge into that ball over the 357 sign in right center. Thorson left the fastball middle in. Terrell turned on it, and as a result, 4-0 Chatham.
So that one caught a little too much of the plate as that brings up the USC Trojan Ben Ramirez. That first pitch fastball's right at the letters for a strike. So once again, Terrell, who was just 3 for his first 20 going into that at bat, leaves the yard in a hurry. Offering to Ramirez. Fly ball, towering into shallow right center field. Mosley coming over into the gap. He calls everybody off and makes the grab. That'll end the bottom of the third, but a 4-spot put up in the frame by the Chatham offense, highlighted by a 2-run blast from the Miami Hurricane Alex Terrell. It's 4-0 Chatham as we'll enter the top of the fourth. We'll have that for you on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Rowdy Jordan, Trevor Hover, Jared DeSantolo, the 2-3-4 in the Hyannis order set to come to the plate in the top of the fourth. And Hyannis now has a bit of a hole to dig themselves out of. 4-0 Chatham after the Anglers put up 4 runs on 3 hits with 1 Harbor Hawk error in the bottom of the third. Ty Madden back on the mound. First pitch fastball, that misses away. Rowdy Jordan, who walked in his first at bat, also stole a base. Looking to jumpstart the Hyannis offense here. Offering, that's up high, 2-0. Well, we've talked about it a little bit today, that this offense has been a bit sporadic at times, dating back to their first win of the season against Harwich last Sunday. 2-0 out of the windup from Madden. Fisted over to the second baseman, Villar. He jumps just barely off the ground and makes the grab.
The left fielder, number 10, Trevor Hopper.
So Rowdy Jordan gets one off the handle of the bat, just shoots it out to Villar at second, who gives a courtesy hop and makes the grab at the head level.
Yeah, Villar adding a little flash to that play. Didn't really have to jump, but making it look easy out there at second.
Now it brings up Trevor Hover. First pitch up high. It's ball 1. But again, dating back to this offense, they put up 7 runs in the win last Sunday. They put up 1 run at Spillane Field against Wareham on Monday in that loss. Pitch to Hover's down. It's 2-0. They respond by putting up 10 runs against the Commodores in their second win of the season. And then they get blanked last night in Harwich at White House Field. So it's been a little bit all over the place this week in terms of the offense. So far, nothing going against the righty Madden, who fires home to Hover. Line drive into right field. That's going to fall in the gap for a base hit. Stopped quickly on the backhand by Cabanis. A quick throw back into the infield to the cutoff man, Morill. But Trevor Hover, a shot out to right center, picks up the first Harbor Hawk hit of the night.
And that's the first piece of hard contact. We talked about Trevor's back getting going a little bit. Had the grand slam earlier this week. Some good contact yesterday, picking up a base hit, and now another one here.
So that'll bring up DeSantolo, the FAU Owl. Meanwhile, for Hover, that 7 RBI day, highlighted by the grand slam out in Falmouth on Wednesday, propelled Hyannis to that 10-3 win. So DeSantolo, the hitter, watches a first pitch, good for a strike. A late call from the home plate umpire, Michael Hinojosa. DeSantolo struck out swinging in his first at bat, and Madden was pumping some real heat into the FAU Owl back in the first. A couple of fastballs that got up to as high as 95 and 97 miles an hour. Works from the stretch, delivers home. Just away, and the count levels. DeSantolo hitting .357 on the year. Hover, a very short lead at first. Terrell holding him on anyway, so a pretty big hole on the right side, with Villar shaded a little bit towards second. Pitch to DeSantolo, popped foul, up and out of play. And it's 1-2 with Brooks Carlson awaiting on deck. So Hyannis, once again, 17 runs in those 2 wins, one against Harwich, one against Falmouth. But 1 run in what was 18 innings in the 2 losses to both Harwich on the road and Wareham on the road. Madden's 1-2, up high, over the glove of the catcher, Smith, and Hoffer's going to take second. Stands up right there. Hyannis puts their first runner in scoring position of the ball game, as the ball is aggressively thrown back to the mound by Brady Smith, maybe a little bit frustrated after that one. And it's 2-2 to DeSantolo, who readjusts his batting gloves. Infield back with 1 down, 4-0 Chatham, the score in the top of the 4th. Madden the stretch end, the offering. Ground ball right back to Madden on the mound, steps off. Easy lob over to the first baseman, Terrell, and DeSantolo's retired. Hoffer stays at second on the play. So with 2 down, it'll bring up Brooks Carlson, looking to get the Harbor Hawks on the board.
And DeSantolo just nubbing one back to Madden on the mound, was on top of a breaking ball that time. Just barely got a piece of it, enough to get it back to the mound. An easy play for the right-hander.
So Brooks, who today struck out swinging back in the 2nd, looks to turn on one and bring in Hoffer from second base. The offering, fastball in the outside corner. 0-1 to the Samford Bulldog, Brooks Carlson. Lights on here as the sun begins to set out in left field behind the trees at Veterans Field. Offering, swinging a pop-up foul, right side, out of play, going toward the Little League baseball field that resides just to the right of Veterans. So 0-2 to Carlson, 2 down. Slight wind blowing out toward right center field. Very slight wind. Hoffer, the man at second, as Madden gives a long look in. Now Carlson's going to call time.
And Lyle, you talked about the sporadic offense over the course of the week. How about the weather pattern as well? I mean, today we weren't perhaps expecting to play any baseball, but it's turned out to be quite a nice night.
0-2. Down low in the dirt, chested up by Smith. No advancement from Hoffer. But yeah, there was projected rain and thunderstorms in the forecast a lot of today, although it all sat at 50% or lower for the majority of the day. But it looks as if it's cleared up now. In fact, some sun started to peek through for a lot of the beginning of this ball game. Turned out to be a pretty nice night. 1-2, way up high, and the count evens. Madden sent one in at 92 miles an hour on that heater. Took Smith out of his crouch to stop it from going to the backstop. Carlson, 41 RBIs in his season as a Samford Bulldog in 2019. He's got 4 as a Harbor Hawk. 2-2, check swing, but he goes around, and that'll end the inning. Ty Madden has it working through 4 frames. His 5th strikeout of the night, and it's another 0 up on the board for the Harbor Hawks, this time in the top of the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the frame when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Cade Cabanis digs into the left side of the box as the Oklahoma State right fielder set for his second plate appearance against Sam Thorson, who's back on the mound for inning number 4 of his evening. It's 4-0 Anglers in the bottom of the fourth as Sam's ready and fires the first pitch home. It's a breaking ball upstairs. Hyannis got on the board with their first base hit in the top of the frame. It was a Trevor Hauver line drive single into the gap in right center. But it wouldn't go for much more than that. Offering. Breaking ball, this time it hits in the strike zone, the count evens. Hauver eventually moved up 90 feet on what was a wild pitch from the right-hander Ty Madden. But Carlson couldn't quite bring him in. Offering. Line drive into the gap in left center. Overcoming the center fielder, Rowdy Jordan dives and makes the grab. Nice play by Rowdy Jordan out in the left center field gap. Had to charge quickly. Good closing speed. Coming way in and a bit to his right. And a last-second dive and all-out extension to take a base hit away from Cade Cabanis.
A great play and a great read off the bat from Rowdy Jordan, the new arrival for Hyannis. We saw great defense from Bryce Teodosio. This time it's Rowdy Jordan making a spectacular grab.
That'll bring up Houston Morrell. Curveball good for a strike from Thorson. So Rowdy Jordan, just his second start on the Cape, helping out his right-hander to take a hit off the board here in the bottom of the fourth. Offering, swing and a foul tip back into the glove. Morrell, one of just two hitters to not come to the plate in that third inning for Chatham. The other, of course, being Cabanis, who just flew out on the Rowdy Jordan diving grab. Thorson already 6 punch-outs tonight. 0-2, there's his seventh, strike three. So Houston Morrell strikes out for the second time in as many tries, and in the blink of an eye, there's two down in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, with the way Thorson's responded, you'd never have known that he got into any trouble in the third inning. Great catch, helped out from Rowdy Jordan in center field, and then the strikeout, his seventh of the ball game. He's had that punch-out pitch working.
So now Brady Smith, the Florida catcher, digs back in. Thorson, still from the windup, fires home. Good for a strike right at the top of the zone. And Thorson's only given up 3 hits. And additionally, only 4 of those runs are credited to him. Or sorry, of the 4 runs, 2 are credited to him. So 2 earned so far here in the ball game. That one misses low. It's 1-1. The highlight for Chatham so far, that Alex Terrell 2-run blast out to right center just an inning ago. Thorson peers over the glove. He gets the sign, and he delivers home. Upstairs, it's 2-1. So Chatham's lost their last 2. They lost 7-4 to Wareham. That came last night. And they also lost 4-1 at Bourne. 2-1 from Thorson. Good at the knees, and the count levels. And additionally for Chatham, they haven't been lighting it up offensively either over their last handful of ball games. Thorson ready, the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Sam Thorson as that concludes the bottom of the 4th inning. Hyannis will come to the bat in the bottom of the 5th, looking to turn around this 4-0 deficit. It's Chatham 4, Hyannis 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Top of the 5th inning here with Hyannis coming back to the plate from Veterans Field, trailing 4-0. It's a new arm into the game for the hometown team. It's Luke Bartnicki, making his fourth appearance out of the bullpen this summer. He's gone 6 2/3, given up 6 hits, has yielded him 1 earned run, walked 4 and struck out 12. He'll be facing Rigsby Mosley, Chad McDaniel, and Lucas Dunn, who are all set for their second plate appearances of the evening. First pitch from the southpaw, fastball, tap foul straight back. So the count 0-1. Rigsby tonight 0 for 1, popped out to the shortstop Marill. That was back in the second inning. A Hyannis offense that has just mustered up 1 hit. That was a Trevor Hopper single. 0-1. Back up the middle. That's going to get through. Trickles onto the short grass in center field, and Rigsby Mosley starts off the inning with a base hit, the second of the night for the Harbor Hawks. And that'll bring up the catcher, Chad McDaniel.
And a good start for Hyannis to begin the top of the 5th inning. Just a ground ball back up the middle from Rigsby Mosley that finds some grass. And for Rigsby, he didn't start against Harwich last night, but in his last start, he picked up 2 hits. Now a hit today against Chatham, and after he skidded a little bit for about a week or so, he's starting to pick it back up again, which is a good sign for him.
So Rigsby gallops to a short lead over at first. Southpaw winds and fires as McDaniel swings and fouls it straight back up and over the netting and back toward the parking lot. So the count 0-1 to Chad McDaniel, batting from the right side. Bartnicki's set with the glove at about chest level. And an 0-1 on the way. That one picks up the outside corner. McDaniel, bit of a shake of the head, steps out, half a practice swing. But he's down 0-2. Hyannis trying to get something going offensively and cut into this 4-0 deficit. Bartnicki's 0-2. Fastball just low below the knees. The ball and 2 strikes to Chad, 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. 105 for the Texas starter, time added. Bartnicki, a couple looks at first, now the pitch. 1-2 was popped up right side, drifting well out of play. Back toward the playground area and the youth baseball field. So Bartnicki, the southpaw on the hill for Chatham, sporting 2 different colored cleats. Another look toward Mosley at first, the 1-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. So McDaniel fanned for the second time tonight, and that'll give way to Lucas Dunn out of the number 8 spot.
And McDaniel kind of just drops the bat as he walks back to the dugout. But for Bartnicki, a good response after giving up the leadoff single to Mosley. Blows a fastball by the hitter, McDaniel, for the first out.
So here's Lucas Dunn again. Back to the plate for his second plate appearance. He walked and was caught stealing the first time he made an appearance as he watches a fastball low in the dirt. So Bartnicki, unusual attire on the mound. 2 different colored cleats. Got a reddish-orange one and a blue one that's pointed toward the hitter Dunn in the box, the 1-0. Fastball outside again. Nailing back down toward the dirt. Smith picked it up. 2 balls and no strikes. So Rigsby Mosley, a very short lead at first, creeping out a couple steps. A 2-0 to Dunn. Fastball, thought about going around, but watches it, and it catches the top of the zone nonetheless. The 2 balls into strike with Jackson Olson awaiting his next opportunity on deck. Bartnicki kicks and fires out of the stretch. Ground ball right side, and that's going to get under the feet of Rigsby Mosley into right field, a base hit. So Rigsby advances 90 feet. Lucas Dunn finds himself aboard with a base hit. And now the number 9 man, Jackson Olson, comes up.
And Dunn's been productive so far in his 3 starts for Hyannis. He's had a hit in each game. That one just punches one to the right side. Like you said, Rigsby kind of jumped over the ball as he was running to second, so it avoided hitting him for an out. But just like that, a couple of base hits on the ground for the Harbor Hawks, have 2 runners aboard. And Jackson Olson, who's had some success against Chatham this season, looks to pick it up.
Olson swings at a first pitch fastball and dribbles it foul. Just behind him off to the right. So it's been single, strikeout, single. Jackson Olson trying to break that trend. Hyannis offense has broken through at times this season, but for the most part, it's been a rough go of it. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1 from Bartnicki. That's in the air to right center. That's falling fast. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rigsby Mosley is going to round third, but put the brakes on as Chad Gassman stops him there. It'll be bases loaded and one out. Another single for the Harbor Hawks, this time Jackson Olsen doing the job.
The shortstop, number 13.
And a couple of these guys starting to get in on the party. Jackson Olsen just shoots one into the gap in right center. Squared it up pretty well. This is a pretty ideal situation for Hyannis right now. Bases loaded, one out, top of the lineup coming up.
And it's Anthony Servideo who stands in. 0 for 2 tonight, but a great chance to avenge that. He can put one into the gap right here. The two teams now even in the hit column at 3 apiece. First pitch to Anthony, fastball outside. So Bartnicki emerging out of the bullpen in relief of Ty Madden, who was absolutely spectacular. Went 4 innings, gave up just 1 hit. No runs on the board and struck out 5. The 1-0. Fastball, that catches the inside part of the plate to even the count. Well, we talked about Servideo a little bit last night, picking up a couple of base hits. One of them coming late in the game in the 9th inning to just extend the ball game. But now with a chance to bring Hyannis within striking distance, the 1-1. Fastball, another one in there at the knees, a called strike 1 and 2. So Servideo takes a quick step out. A deep breath before stepping back in. Finds himself down 1 and 2 in the count. Bases juiced, 1 down. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down he goes. Second strikeout of the inning and a big one from Bartnicki, and that'll bring up Rowdy Jordan.
The center fielder from Mississippi State, number 7.
Yeah, tough for Servideo with the bases loaded, less than 2 outs. At the very least, looking to lift one deep enough to bring home Rigsby from third on a sac fly, but just couldn't get anything of that fastball from Bartnicki as he punches out. And like you said, he's got 2 strikeouts here in the inning. Already fanned McDaniel, now he fans Servideo.
And the fastball from Bartnicki, not too overpowering, just some good location in that last at bat. As Rowdy Jordan watches one downstairs. He's hit 90 with his fastball just about every offering. Jordan looking to square one of those up. Dealing with a 1-0 count, bases loaded. Mosley at third, Dunn at second, Olsen at first. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from the southpaw, cut and a miss, well behind it. So the count even at 1-1. Jordan, who made a spectacular diving catch in the alley with the glove. Trying to strike one into a gap. Awaits Bartnicki's 1-1. The pitch fouled away off to the right. Set that one on a line out of play toward the parking lot. And some young fans in attendance making a beeline for that souvenir. The count 1-2 to Rowdy. Right foot in the box, left foot out. Now he steps back in. Bartnicki trying to work himself out of a huge jam. And the first threat from Hyannis tonight. A 1-2 offering. Down in the dirt, it gets past the catcher, Smith. Coming to the plate, Rigsby Mosley. He slides. The throw in time, they got him. Smith recovers on the pass ball and guns down Mosley at the plate to end the inning. So Hyannis strands the bases loaded. Still 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham has already worked into the bullpen, but Hyannis sends starter Sam Thorson back to the mound to begin things here in the 5th. It's 9-1-2 for the hometown Anglers. Colin Hall, Caden Polkovich, and Anthony Villar. Well, Hyannis stranded the bases loaded in the top half of the inning. They mustered up a couple of hits in the frame, but could not push anything across, so it still stands 4-0 Chatham with the lead as Hall waves and misses over a first pitch breaking ball. Well, Thorson so far has racked up 7 strikeouts. He's been magnificent on the mound besides working into some trouble in the 3rd. They 0-1. Another breaking ball. That one just misses off the other part of the plate. McDaniel tried to hold the spot. Pick up the call, could not. So the count levels at 1-1. Jackson Olsen playing just about even with the bag, maybe a step or two in front. Rest of the infield playing straight up. 1-1 pitch, a chopper foul toward the Hyannis dugout and into the dugout. So the count 1-2 in favor of the right-hander from Minnesota. Stares over the glove down at McDaniel for a sign. Now he's got one, a 1-2 pitch into the dirt. Stuffed by McDaniel, fires it back to the right-hander, and Hall will reset outside the box. Thorson in the windup, the 2-2, just downstairs below the kneecaps. And the count runs full. Thorson with the stare down at home plate umpire Michael Hinojosa. So the count full for the right-hander. Nobody on, nobody out. The payoff to Hall. Outside, he lost him. So that's ball 4. Hall will trot down to first base. First base runner here for Chatham here in the 5th. And back to the top of the order for Caden Polkovich.
And that's Thorson's 3rd walk. First one since the 3rd inning. But just couldn't quite finish out that at bat to Colin Hall. He just lost him with a fastball away.
Well, there were 3 pitches in that at bat where Thorson let out a sigh where he thought that could have been strike 3, but not to be. A runner aboard, nobody out. First pitch into the dirt, knocked down by McDaniel. Runner taking off for second. The throw is well wide into center field. Backed up by Jordan. It skips off his glove. Going around third. Coming to the plate is Hall, but he slips and falls. A throw back into the infield will be cut off by Thorson as it rolls past the third baseline. And down at third base, Colin Hall, but now he gets up. And time is called. A wild sequence on a 1-0 pitch.
Yeah, a really, really wild sequence. I mean, McDaniel tried to gun him out at second after blocking the ball behind the plate. He sailed it way to the left of the shortstop Servideo into center field. Then Rowdy Jordan bobbled it in center field. Third base coach for Chatham thought about sending Hall around third. Instead, he puts on the brakes. Then Jordan kind of throws it in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the infield.
So the 1-0 pitch is up high. The count evens. Caden Polkovich still at the plate with Colin Hall now at third after one of the most wild plays you'll see. A 1-1. Fastball outside. Hall took a big tumble rounding third base as the Chatham third base coach thought about sending him home. That would have stretched the lead to 5, but Hall hit the deck, had to retreat. Thorson's 2-1. Fastball, bounding ball right side, foul down the right field line. Toward the Hyannis bullpen when there is some action. So the count even at 2-2. See how deep Thorson is let go in this game by Chad Gassman. Some right-handed throwing in the bullpen for Hyannis. And the 2-2. Breaking ball outside. Couldn't get enough break to it to get it back toward the outside corner. And the count's full once again. Hyannis infield creeping in on the lip of the grass. The 3-2. Breaking ball way up and in, and he walked him. Back-to-back to start off the 5th. And that'll give way to Anthony Villar.
And just missed upstairs with that one, too. So back-to-back walks, like you said, to begin the 5th. And Chatham bringing their bulky part of the order to the plate. Villar, the hitter now. O'Gwyn on deck.
And of course, we know what O'Gwin can do, but it's been Alex Terral that's really been the thorn in the side of Hyannis tonight. Launched that 2-run home run to deep right center field. Now time is called at the plate. McDaniel comes out of the crouch, allowing the hitter, Villar, to reset. Men on the corners, nobody out. Action in the bottom of the fifth here from Veterans Field in Chatham. Thorson from the stretch, spinning a look back to first. In diving is Caden Polkovich. 4-0 the score with the hometown Anglers on top. Chatham came in with a record tonight of 7-6-1, looking to improve that. Hyannis trying to get back on the right track at 2-10-1. First pitch to Polkovich in the air to deep left center field, ranging back Jordan. He's got a beat on it. He makes the grab. Tagging in to score is Hall, and he'll make the lead 5-0 Chatham. So sacrifice fly for Villar does the job. And an applause from the home supporters. That'll bring up Jamal O'Gwin.
For Chatham, the designated hitter from the University of Southern California. Number 2,
Yeah, for
O'Gwin.
Anthony Villar, just lifted it plenty deep. Took Rowdy Jordan just short of the track. Wouldn't have had any type of play at Hall at the plate as he cruised home for the 5th run of the ball game.
So now Chad Gassman making his way out to the mound. He's going to make the move to the bullpen, and that will be it for the right-hander out of Minnesota, Sam Thorson, tonight. So Gassman takes the ball, patting Thorson on the back as he makes his exit. A pitching change here from Veterans Field. We'll have it for you on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back from Veterans Field off the pitching change, right-hander Kyle Murphy on from Northeastern University for Hyannis, making his 3rd appearance this summer. He's tossed 4 innings, given up 8 hits, 7 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an ERA of 15.75. Sam Thorson's line not closed yet with the runner at first. Polkovich taking off for second. Throw down is not in time as McDaniel tried to gun him at second base. But in safely, Polkovich flashing the speed. And another runner in scoring position for Chatham.
And Polkovich has some speed in his arsenal, there's no question, and he got a really good jump there. That time a much better throw from McDaniel behind the plate, but just a bit behind the runner.
So Polkovich regaining a short lead. Out at second base, Murphy a couple looks toward him. The hitter O'Gwin awaits the pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. Checked his swing, appeal down, no swing. That's first base umpire Mike Rabideau. So the count 1-1 to O'Gwin. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk tonight. So the right-hander from Northeastern takes a couple looks at second, and now the 1-1 offering. Breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and a strike to O'Gwin. Big man Alex Terral awaits on deck. Man, that's put the hurt on Hyannis tonight. Murphy, glove set, let her high, the 2-1. Fastball swatted away, foul. Some foggy clouds rolling in over Veterans Field. Lights are on, and Chatham is known for some fog. Some pink and purplish clouds reside beyond the fog. The 2-2 from Murphy. Ground ball left side. Olson picks it up, looks the runner back to second, fires across in time to Carlson, 2 down.
The first baseman from the University of Miami, number 34, Alex
So that time a routine play for Olson down the third baseline at the hot corner. That'll bring up Alex Terrell with 2 down, but a man in scoring position. For the Hyannis bullpen with some more action. Again, staying active with Murphy coming in relief of Sam Thorson. First pitch to the hitter, Terrell on the way. Fastball picks up the paint for a called strike. So the count 0-1 to Terrell. Struck out back in the first inning, but then had that 2-run bomb. That stretched the lead to 4-0 at the time. Now 5-0 Chatham as a breaking ball misses high and away. So the count 1-1 is Murphy. That tan glove tucked under the left shoulder, stares down at McDaniel. As Polkovich gets a modest lead behind him. The 1-1. Tried to snap that breaking ball off again, couldn't pick up the call, 2-1. More clouds rolling in now, moving their way toward right center field. Murphy comes set. Another look back to Polkovich. Kicks and fires a 2-1. Fastball misses high at the letters. Corral not even thinking about swinging at that one. Takes a step out. Waves the bat toward the Northeastern Husky. And now time is out as the ball had trickled back into foul territory. So the count 3-1 to Terrell. Already a handful of walks issued by Hyannis tonight. The 3-1 is sent straight back. So the count fills at 3-2, 2 down. Polkovich has been stuck out there at second in scoring position for a little bit now after swiping a bag early on in the frame. Murphy's payoff. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 picked by McDaniel. A tag for good measure, and that's how the 5th inning ends. Terrell goes down on strikes. Murphy escapes a miniature jam by Chatham. The score stays the same, 5-0. After a run comes across to score, we head to the top of the 6th when we come back from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning here from Veterans Field in Chatham as the fog continues to roll in, but baseball plays on. Luke Bartnicki back to the hill, facing Rowdy Jordan, Trevor Hover, and Jared DeSantolo. Hyannis finds themselves trailing 5-0. They've picked up 4 hits in the ball game, as well as a couple errors to go along with it. Jordan swings at the first pitch and sends it foul into the netting. So Bartnicki got himself into a bit of a jam back in the 5th inning, but was able to work out of it. Rigsby Mosley was gunned down on a pass ball from Smith, who recovered nicely. And that is how the frame ended. So Jordan back to the plate here for his second plate appearance in as many innings. Breaking ball missed in the dirt from Bartnicki, and the count moves to 1-1. Jordan tonight walked back in the first inning, but was stranded at third. Also swiped a bag that came in that frame as well. Ground ball right side, stabbed on the ground by Terrell. Foot race to the bag, slides, and he got him. So Jordan trying to keep the wheels moving down the first baseline. Terrell with a nice pick off the dirt.
The left fielder,
Scooped it up,
10, Trevor
made a sliding attempt at the bag, and in time to get Jordan. So an unorthodox 3 unassisted, and it goes down in the book, and Trevor Hauber steps in. There's some more fog continuing to arise here in Chatham. Rolling in, engulfing the outfield. First pitch from Bartnicki up high. Fastball taken at the letters from Hauber. Hauber's been swinging a good bat lately. We talked about it quite a bit over the course of the week. As the 1-0 from Bartnicki picks up the outside corner to even the count. Hauber has been one of the brighter spots in this Hyannis lineup. Picked up the grand slam again, as we mentioned so often, back on Wednesday. Had a hit last night and another single tonight. 1-1, cut and a miss. Looking to shoot the gap on that one. Count moves to 1-2. But the Sun Devil with the average in the 260s, he's on the climb. Down in the 220s just about a week ago. 1-2 from Bartnicki. Broken bat, dribbler to shortstop, picked up by Morrill, fires across, and the stretch from Terrell, not in time. He picked up the back foot off the bag. Flips it back in frustration to Bartnicki on the mound, but Hauber finds a way aboard. So that'll go down most likely as an E6. As the throw from Morrill pulled Terrell off the bag. So it's a runner on and one out now. And in steps the cleanup man, Jared DeSantolo. Jared 0 for 2 on the evening. Had the chance to briefly talk to him the other night in Harwich during batting practice. Said, we're looking to get back on the right track here. Now, this slump is not going to last forever. Hyannis entered tonight at 2-10-1 through 13 games of play. This is game 14 here in Chatham tonight. First pitch from Bartnicki to the lefty. Fastball misses outside. Now, Jared in his season at Florida Atlantic didn't get a lot of time against left-handed pitchers, but facing one right now, the southpaw Bartnicki on the mound. Awaits the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. Fastball, that one in there on the outside corner. Good paint job from Bartnicki to even the count. Chatham put up a crooked number, a 4 spot to be exact, back in the third inning. And they tacked on one more in the fifth. Hyannis still with some time to creep back into this one. DeSantolo sends one on the ground toward Morrill at shortstop. He bobbles it for the moment, flipped to first in time. As DeSantolo hustling nicely down the line. No chance to get Hauber at second. He advances 90 feet. So Morrill recovering nicely and making sure to get at least one out as DeSantolo is retired, and that'll bring up Brooks Carlson. So Hyannis pushes another runner in scoring position. They've had a few tonight, but no chance was greater than the one they had in the last frame when they loaded up the bases with just one out, but could not push anything across. So in steps Carlson with an RBI chance as he looks at a fastball up high. The Cape Cod League had a workout day at Fenway Park in Boston back on Thursday. Brooks Carlson got the better of a couple pitches during BP, putting one up into the first row. And the seats on the green monster. He sends one straight back foul this time, a fastball from Bartnicki. Brooks had most of his family in attendance. Had a chance to talk to his father. Made the trip down to see his son in action. 1-1, but first a kick and a spin back towards second to look Hauber back. Just a courtesy check on him. A pause now, the 1-1 to Brooks. Fastball outside, gets through the wickets of Smith to the backstop. Hauber is going to trot 90 feet. He'll take a turn as Chad Gassman gives him a couple claps of encouragement. And now a runner 90 feet away for Hyannis. So that makes Carlson's job a little bit easier. Still has to find some green grass in the outfield, however, to score that run with 2 away. Hyannis has pushed a couple runners to the brink of crossing the plate, but have yet to strike for anything. They have out-hit Chatham to this point, but the walks have been what hurts. The 2-1. Up high, another fastball. Bartnicki tried to paint it. Instead, sailed a little bit. Smith nearly coming out of the crouch, had to reach across his body. The count moves to 3-1. Bartnicki trying to work himself back, and he lost Carlson.
The right fielder, number
So the
12,
Sanford product will head down to first. It's men on the corners now, and that will bring things to Rigsby Mosley, who was the man that was responsible for being tossed out at the plate to end the last frame, and now a quick meeting on the mound as Smith takes off the mask to attend the conference. Perhaps just figuring out how to try and go about this with Rigsby Mosley batting from the left side. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. And that's pitching coach Dennis Cook that just made his way out to the mound. Made a slow jog back to his seat just in front of the Chatham dugout down the third baseline. Mosley patiently resides just outside the left-handed batter's box and now will step in and kick some dirt around as Bartnicki retoes the rubber. Big left-hander comes set at the chest. First pitch to Rigsby. Fastball up high. It's Trevor Hover at third. Brooks Carlson over at first. Chad McDaniel awaits on deck should we get to him. Hoping to avenge what's been a rough night for him at the dish. 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks. Mosley bat wiggling above his right shoulder, the 1-0. Fastball right down Broadway for a strike. So the count levels at 1-1. Two middle infielders, Morrill and Villar, playing a bit back. Just a couple steps in front of the shallow outfield grass. Here's the 1-1. It's cut on and missed. Mosley trying to send a fastball into orbit. Instead, the count moves to 1-2. The Bartnicki once again putting himself in position to escape a jam posed by Hyannis. Southpaw trying to do what he can out of this Chatham bullpen to limit Hyannis. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Now, Rigsby with runners on has struggled mightily this season, hitting just .83 so far, but trying to change that as he deals with a 2-2 count. The pitch from Bartnicki. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He went out of the zone. Mosley offered, and down he goes. Strike 3 to end the top half of the sixth. Hyannis strands 2 more. Still 5-0 Chatham. Bottom of the frame coming up when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The hometown Anglers back to the dish in the bottom of the sixth. Currently owners of a 5-0 lead as Kyle Murphy makes his way back to the mound. Came on in relief of starter Sam Thorson, who tossed 4 1/3. And his line is now officially closed. But now for Murphy on the hill, facing Ben Ramirez, Cade Cabanis, and Houston Marill. Fires in a first pitch fastball, misses high. Well, Murphy so far this season has walked 3 and struck out 3 coming into this evening. Making his 3rd appearance. He's now gone 5 innings. 1-0 pitch popped up foul left side out of play. And well, for this Hyannis pitching staff, after a 6-0 shutout loss last night to Harwich, those league rankings still staying the same. In the cellar, and a number of them. Ground ball up the middle toward Dunn. Plays it on the backhand, misses it for a moment, fires to first, not in time. Now that'll go down as an E4, and Dunn has had his struggles over there at second base. That one, another error resulting in Ramirez being able to beat it out. That'll bring up Cade Cabanis. So 1 on, nobody out. Lucas Dunn coughing up another one at second base. The 3rd error of the night for Hyannis as a team. They ranked last in the league coming into tonight with a .949 fielding percentage, 23 errors in 13 games, and tack on 3 more. Murphy drops in a first pitch curveball in the outside corner for a strike. They make it 26 errors through about 13 and a half games. Not what you want to see from these Hyannis fielders. Murphy a breath, kicks and fires an 0-1. Fastball misses away. On the count, even. Chatham, if they hang on tonight, would improve to 8-6-1. Hyannis would fall to 2-11-1 if they cannot mount a comeback. It's been a struggle offensively once again. The 1-1 from Murphy. Dribbler toward Dunn at second. Comes in and fields this one. Backhand flip to second for 1 to first, not in time. So Cabanis beats out a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Houston Marill. So a runner aboard at first. Cabanis trading spots with Ramirez there, beating out the fielder's choice. Marill coming to the dish, 0 for 2. He's fanned a couple times. So Murphy trying to wiggle his way out of the 6th without any more runs. As squaring around to bunt was Marill, pulled back, but a called strike. So Marill, the OK State shortstop, awaits the 0-1 as Murphy tosses back to first. In back safely, diving in head first is Cabanis. Olsen with his toes just on the lip of the infield grass. Middle infield double play depth with 1 out. Murphy's 0-1. Breaking ball over the top of it. Swing and a miss from Marill. Count moves to 0-2. Murphy's had that breaking ball working here in the 6th. Struggled with his command of his fastball a bit in his previous outings. Murphy, a redshirt junior at Northeastern this past season in 2019, stands at 6'2", 230. Early on the hill for Hyannis with an 0-2 count. Right-hander set and fires. Breaking ball foul tipped just off the mid of McDaniel, and I believe that one got a piece of the home plate umpire, Hinojosa. Just off the inside part of the leg as he walks back toward his position back behind the dish. Stretching out that leg and rubbing out the baseball. Puts it back in the pocket. He's all right. Murphy climbs the back of the hill toward the rubber. And Marill awaits an 0-2. Cabanis off of first. The pitch takes off for second. A rip down the left field line, foul. Now Cabanis was off with the pitch. He was rounding second hard. A hit and run attempt by Chatham. But Marill just a bit in front of a fastball from Murphy, and the count will hold. We mentioned Tyler Madison, who went last night for Hyannis. The starter went 4 1/3. Gave up 4 hits and just 3 earned. Another look back to first in safely with a dive. The runner, Cabanis. But tonight, Sam Thorson, the starter for Hyannis. also went 4 1/3. Gave up 3 hits, but 4 earned runs. The next 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, knocked down by McDaniel. No advancement for the runner at first. So the count 1-2. And the big story has not been the lack of offense, although that is a contributing piece and a pretty big one. But it's been the errors behind the pitchers on the hill. Madison had a number of them last night. 3 on the board, not even through 6 innings tonight. Murphy winds and fires. Runner was off of the pitch. Swung on a missed strike 3 to throw. In time, they got him. A strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. So Murill fanned on top of a breaking ball from Murphy, and McDaniel returned the favor with a strike down to second base to gun down the runner Hyannis. So the score holds 5-0. So we head to the top of the 7th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Five to nothing as we enter action here in the top of the 7th from Veterans Field as the bottom third of the Hyannis order. Chad McDaniel, Lucas Dunn, and Jackson Olsen make their way to the plate. Kyle Murphy was aided by a strike him out, throw him out to end things in the 6th. That's kept the score at 5-0 Chatham. Hyannis has out-hit the Anglers to this point, 4-3. But the errors have piled up for Hyannis. 3 on the board, just 1 for Chatham. As Chad McDaniel takes his spot in the right-handed batter's box. Trying to bounce back from an 0-2 performance tonight so far. As Bartnicki fires a fastball that trickles off the glove of Smith to the backstop, 1-0. McDaniel struck out in the 2nd and again in the 5th. Trying to square up some contact against the left-handed Bartnicki. Left-hander out of the windup fires a 1-0 fastball that misses wide. So 2 balls and no strikes. Chatham has just used 2 arms so far tonight. Some more action down in the Hyannis pen. Double barrel action. There's a 2-0 on the way to McDaniel. Fastball down Broadway for a strike, 2-1. Bartnicki next offering. McDaniel swings and lifts it up off to the right, drifting well foul. That one gets out of play and the count levels at 2-2. So Hyannis, through 6 trips to the plate, has been blanked. They were shut out last night in Harwich, 6-0. Trying to make sure that same fate does not happen here again on the road in Chatham. Now time is called at the plate. McDaniel takes another step out. Bartnicki is already reset to go on the hill. The fall continuing to creep in over the outfield. The 2-2 fastball misses down and in. And the count runs full to the Hyannis backstop. McDaniel spins the bat toward the left-hander a few times, awaits the payoff pitch. Here it comes. Fastball ripped into left center. That's going to get down into the alley. McDaniel rounding first. He's thinking 2. Picked up by Polkovich on the track, fires it back into the infield as McDaniel cruises into second with a leadoff double.
Second baseman, For 16.
Yeah, McDaniel got a really nice piece of that one after striking out swinging both times in his first 2 at-bats. He started the game hitting from the left side against the righty Madden. But hitting from the right side here just sprays one into the gap, and a good start for the Hyannis offense. Maybe that can jumpstart something.
And we'll see with Lucas Dunn coming to the plate. He does have a hit on the night. So does the man behind him, Jackson Olsen. So the bottom of the lineup has been productive tonight. That was Hyannis' 5th hit of the night. So right away, a runner in scoring position. They had a threat earlier on in the ball game with the bases loaded situation. As Dunn flares one to right field, moving back on it is Hyannis, retreats to the track and makes the catch. McDaniel's going to try and tag for third. He'll get there standing. So Lucas Dunn with, at the very least, a productive out to move McDaniel up 90 feet. And we'll see what Jackson Olsen can do with one down.
The third baseman.
Yeah, just a little bit under that one. He shot it out to right. Hyannis didn't have to move too far back for it. But Jackson Olsen, who again already with a hit today, at 3 against Chatham opening night, there's a chance to drive in a run here.
That would be the first for Hyannis in just about 15 innings of play. Olsen from the left side, 1 for 2 tonight, a strikeout in the third, and that single that came in the 5th. First pitch, a fastball from Bartnicki that runs wide. Well, Olsen on the season so far. Picked up 3 RBIs, a chance for a 4th right here with 1 down in the 7th. A 1-0 pitch. Fastball paints the outside black to even the count. Bartnicki fired a laser in there, framed by Smith nicely, picked up the call. McDaniel again, getting a few steps down the third baseline. Left-hander Bartnicki winds and fires a fastball way up and in. Olsen bending back out of the way, perhaps on just reflexes. And the count flexes to 2-1. Hyannis with the same amount of hits as Chatham has runs. It stands at 5. Chatham with just 3 hits to 2-1. That one gets through for the 6th hit of the game and an RBI single for Jackson Olsen. McDaniel comes in to cross the plate, and that makes things 5-1 Chatham.
The shortstop, number 13, Anthony Servideo.
Well, Olsen should be in the lineup every time Hyannis plays Chatham from here on out. 2 hits today, 3 hits in game 1. He just sprays one through the right side there, so he's starting to pick it up a little bit again. And Olsen, a guy that hit over 300 in this past season at Hartford. And again, down 5 runs, likely not going to get it back all at once, just have to piece it together little by little, and that's a good start.
Well, he stands at first currently, came into tonight at 214. This is Anthony Servideo with the dish. Launches a fastball in for a strike. You mentioned Olsen finding the stroke once again. Picked up 3 hits on opening night. You just mentioned a couple more tonight. So some of these Hyannis bats ever so slowly trying to pick it back up. First run of the ball game in almost 16 innings of play. Next pitch with Servideo is grounded left side. Flip to second for 1. Throw back to first in time to Terrell. Or Servideo beat it out. My apologies.
The center fielder.
They get the runner Olsen at second for the force. And Servideo beats out a fielder's choice.
Yeah, some good speed down the line. A nice turn off the backhand from Morrell. Just couldn't quite double off Servideo. So the inning stays alive. Rowdy Jordan looking for his first hit of the night and potentially to extend the inning.
So here is Rowdy digging in once again. 4th time we've seen him at the plate tonight. Servideo trading spots with Olsen down at first base. Although the price comes with 2 outs in the inning as a first pitch fastball misses down and away. Jordan's reached base just once through his first 3 plate appearances. Trying to keep this top half of the 7th alive that's seen Hyannis plate a run. They've rattled off 6 hits to Chatham's just 3. That one inside. Jordan bounced back off the plate, but a called strike. Trevor Hopper hoping for a shot with 2 down to try and keep this inning alive for Hyannis and perhaps strike again in the 7th. Bartnicki set his 1-1. Cut and a miss from Jordan. Fastball down and away. behind a fastball, and Bartnicki lost it out of the glove. He retreats back off the mound to go get it. So 1-2 count to the right-handed hitting Jordan. 2 down, runner aboard for Hyannis. A long pause from the southpaw. A 1-2 pitch. Up and away, 2-2. It's been a lengthy top half of the 7th inning from Bartnicki and the Chatham Anglers. Trying to escape it, 1 pitch away, the 2-2. Runner takes off for second. Jordan sends one in the air to right field. Moving back on it, Hyannis toward the track and makes the catch a few steps in front, and that ends the inning. So Hyannis pushes one across, but also strands one. They've cut the lead to 4. It's 5-1. Bottom 7 coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Veterans Field for the bottom of the 7th between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Eastern Division Chatham Anglers. It's 5-1 A's here through 6.5 frames. Kyle Murphy goes an inning and 2/3. No hits, no runs, no walks, strikes out 2. And he's going to be sandwiched tonight by 2 Gophers. Sam Thorson started tonight, 4 1/3 innings of work, and now coming into the game for Chad Gassman's squad, the right-hander Patrick Fredrickson out of the University of Minnesota. Third Harbor Hawk arm into the game tonight, as Fredrickson set to face Brady Smith, Colin Hall, and Caden Polkovich, the 8-9-1. Fredrickson, who works directly out of the stretch, is going to take a breath and fire. Swing and a ground ball to the third baseman, Olson. Backhanded stop, it gets under his glove. Skips into left field, picked up by Hover. Smith's thinking too. Throw in, tag applied by Dunn, and he slides in safely. So an error from Jackson Olson to begin the bottom of the 7th gives 2 free bases to Brady Smith, who stands in scoring position. Just 1 pitch into the bottom of the 7th frame. So a tough play for Olson at third. Had to move a couple steps to his right. Got the glove down on the backhand, but just not quite far low enough. It found the way under his glove, skipped into left field. Hover picked it up quickly, a good relay into Lucas Dunn at second base, but the tag being applied just a little bit late. Brady Smith slides under it. And now it'll be Colin Hall for the 3rd time tonight. Fredrickson takes a breath, looks at the runner at second, and delivers. Good for a strike. Off speed, and it's 0-1. So for Patrick Fredrickson, he's here tonight making what'll be his third appearance in 2019. His first two outings were both starts. This is his first relief appearance. 0-1. Broken back ground ball out to short. Fielded cleanly by Servideo. Throws across. Carlson reaches up high and it's in time. Smith moves down to third on the play. So a productive out for Colin Hall. First time he's been retired tonight. But it'll bring up the top of the lineup in Caden Polkovich. And another Chatham run 90 feet away. So Polkovich, the switch-hitting center fielder, digs in from the left side. All three arms for Hyannis tonight have been righties. As the infield's going to move in, Chad Gassman opting to try to save any further runs. First pitch is inside. It's 1-0 to Polkovich. Caden today 1 for 2 with a walk. Had that 2 RBI single in the third. And he also stole a base back in the fifth. 1-0. Swing and a high pop-up on the infield left side. Olsen ranging to his right into foul ground. Takes charge now back into fair territory. Can't make the grab. So a woeful inning for Jackson Olsen to start the bottom of the seventh. That puts Polkovich aboard. Staying at third, Brady Smith, and Chatham has runners on the corners. So Olsen started to track it into foul ground. A high towering pop-up on the infield. He moved to his right, but misjudged it a bit as it took him way back to his left. He tried to fall to the ground and give a diving outstretched effort at the last second, but still too far out of his reach. And as a result, Polkovich stands on first. So Fredrickson takes a breath, comes set and set to deliver to Villar. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. They actually ruled that a double for Brady Smith to start the inning. So he was awarded a hit. And because that Polkovich pop-up didn't touch anybody's glove, that's technically a base hit. So 2 more hits on the board for the Chatham Anglers to start the bottom of the seventh. Runner takes off, gets by the glove of McDaniel. Here comes Brady Smith from third. He's going to cruise home. Steps on the plate, no problem. And it's back to a 5-run advantage for the A's. 6-1 Chatham in the bottom of the seventh. As Chad McDaniel couldn't keep a Fredrickson fastball out in front of him. Sails to the backstop. And an easy 90-foot jog from Brady Smith from third to home. Hall moved up to second on the play. Or rather, that's Polkovich, we should say. Polkovich up to second. Pitch to Villar's inside. It's 2-1. So Olsen not credited with any errors so far this inning. But he couldn't quite corral that one on the ground ball toward the left field line. He had to move to his right. It got under his glove. And couldn't corral that pop-up from Caden Polkovich, who stands at second base, getting a couple looks from Fredrickson. He now fires home. Fastball good for a strike at the top of the strike zone. One out here so far in the bottom of the seventh. That was on the Colin Hall ground out to shortstop. Fredrickson gets the sign, fires home. Swing and a high pop-up into shallow left field. Hover racing in, lines it up, and makes the grab for out number 2. Polkovich walks back to second base. And that segues things to Jamal O'Gwin. Meanwhile, for Patrick Fredrickson, he's a 3-pitch guy, fastball, changeup, curve. Developed that third pitch in his time in college. And is now set to face the DH out of the Pac-12, O'Gwin, who so far today is hitless. He'd been on base once with a first inning walk, otherwise struck out and grounded out. Patrick Fredrickson still working out of the stretch. He fires home, line back off the screen. So Fredrickson will get a new ball, walks back to the mound. The rising junior for the Gophers stands at 6'7", 220 pounds. So an imposing figure on the mound, one of many for the Hyannis Ball Club this summer. As Fredrickson checks the runner, comes home. Down low, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. But some of these lengthy Hyannis arms trying to help out the case to lower this team ERA a little bit. Hyannis came into this ball game ranked last on the Cape League in team ERA. It sits just over 7.2. And Chatham so far tonight, 6 runs on the board so far. 1-1. Inside fastball misses just a little too far in. And it's 2-1 to the Trojan Ogwin. So Ogwin, who already has 3 home runs on the summer. Hitless today, but the man who hits behind him, Alex Terrell, picked up his first. Fredrickson gives a look. Dunn moves back to his usual area. It's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Dunn backhands it behind the bag at second, throws across in time. So Patrick Fredrickson put up his glove, might have got the tip of it just a little bit. But Dunn moving quickly to his right, a nice backhanded stop behind the bag, throws quickly over to first, and it'll end the inning. Chatham puts up another run on the board. A double from Brady Smith, an infield pop-up from Caden Polkovich, and then a wild pitch from Patrick Fredrickson plates a run. So we'll go to the top of the 8th. It's the Harbor Hawks 1, the Anglers 6 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Three, 4, 5 coming to the plate for Hyannis to begin the top of the 8th from Veterans Field. And the Chatham Anglers have been all over the Hyannis Ball Club through 7 frames today. It's 6-1 A's, highlighted by a 4-run third inning. And that was even more highlighted by an Alex Terrell 2-run blast. First pitch to Hover, it's down low for ball 1. Luke Bartnicki still on the mound for the Chatham Ball Club. He came in to relieve Ty Madden after 4 innings of work. And Bartnicki so far today has been quite effective. 1-0. Hover takes it for a strike and the count evens up. 3 innings so far for Luke Bartnicki, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk to 3 strikeouts. And meanwhile for Hover today, he's 1 for 3. Offering, good breaking ball, that hits the outer black and it's 1-2. So Hover fresh off that 7 RBI day earlier this week. He's looking to jumpstart something here in the top of the 8th for Hyannis. Just 1 run on 6 hits so far. The offering, swing and a miss. Bartnicki sets down Hover for strikeout number 4 of his evening. Just like that, there's 1 down to begin the top of the 8th. That'll segue things to Jared DeSantolo, who so far today, hitless as well. 0 for 3, strikeout in the first, ground out in the 4th, ground out in the 6th. As the lefty Bartnicki peers over the glove and fires home. Misses down and away, ball 1. DeSantolo hitting for the highest average in the Hyannis lineup tonight. He sits at .333. Came into the day hitting .370. Bartnicki rocks and deals the next offering. It's down low, 2 balls and no strike to the Owl DeSantolo. So Chatham up by 5 here, 6-1 in the top of the 8th. But it's not like their offense has been incredibly potent for an extended period of time. In fact, you look at what they've done over the last 6 games or so. As Bartnicki rocks and deals the 2-0. Good for a strike on the outside corner. Their last 5 of 6 games, they've only scored 5 or more runs once. That came in an 8-2 win over Bourne. As the lefty gets the sign, comes home. It's down low with a breaking ball, 3-1 to the Owl DeSantolo. And in their last 4 games, they haven't put up 5 or more at all. That, of course, before entering tonight, where they've put up 6 through 7 frames. So a Chatham ball club that does rank 4th in average, does rank 2nd in on base, as Bartnicki fires home. It's good for a strike right at the knees. They have the ability to swing the bats. They've got some real power possessed in that lineup. Maybe a little bit less now that Spencer Torkelson out of Arizona State left for Team USA, but between guys like O'Gwyn and Terrell, there's still plenty of power throughout that lineup. Offering, swinging a chopper up the middle to his left, the shortstop Fields fires to first in time. Nice play by Morrill, who had to move quickly behind the bag at second, gloved on his left leg, and made a quick transfer over to first. So 2 down here. It'll bring up Brooks Carlson, and looks like that might be it for Bartnicki. They're going to opt to go to the bullpen as his night will end after what was 3 2/3 very, very strong innings of work. He threw 68 pitches in his outing, and he'll jog off the field to a standing ovation from the Chatham faithful. New arm coming into the game when we come back. It's Chatham 6, Hyannis 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back at Veterans Field for the bottom of the 8th inning between the Chatham Anglers and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And A's manager Tom Holliday opts to go to the right-hander Dawson Merriman out of Midland, as he's set to make appearance number 6 of the summer, facing right-handed hitting first baseman Brooks Carlson. The righty rocks and deals. Sidewinds one just upstairs for ball 1. So Merriman, certainly a side armor. Stands at 6'1", 190 pounds. The offering, broken bat over to the third baseman Ramirez. Fields fires to first on the run in time. But a broken bat from Brooks Carlson that sailed all the way out to the shortstop Morrill. Thankfully avoided any players, nobody injured. And that'll end the top of the 8th inning. So Merriman comes in and makes quick work of Brooks Carlson to put another 0 up on the board for Hyannis, this time in the top of the 8th. Chatham leads 6-1 through 7.5 frames. For Hyannis, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham sends up their middle of the order as we begin the bottom of the 8th here from Veterans Field. 4, 5, 6 coming to the plate with Alex Terrell, the man who already homered once today, digging in from the left side. And with that, Hyannis opts to go to the bullpen again. 4th arm into the game, it's the right-hander Kyle Witten out of the University of Virginia. For Witten, he's making his 5th appearance on the summer. He's thrown 5 2/3 innings to this point. He's walked 5, struck out 4. ERA sits just over 17, and he's had a couple of rough outings. He rocks and deals out of the windup to Terrell. Misses just outside, ball 1. So again for Alex Terrell, a guy who came into the game hitting just 158. As Witten, ready again, the offering. Good for a strike on the outside corner. You had to figure for a guy with as much power as Terrell, hit just under 300 with 24 bombs in 2019, he was going to start to figure it out. And well, he did back in the bottom of the 3rd. Offering misses away, it's 2-1. 2-run blast just over the 357-foot sign out in the gap in right center here at Veterans Field. Otherwise, he's hitless today. Pitch from Witten, good for a strike, count evens at 2-2. So with that home run, Terrell's also struck out a pair of times. Once in the 1st, once in the 5th. Witten out of Virginia looking for his first strikeout of the night. 2-2. Just away and the count runs full. So Witten, the guy who took the loss on opening night against Chatham, as opposed to the man currently on the mound for the Anglers, Dawson Merriman, who picked up the save in that 10-inning contest. Witten ready, full count offering. Just up high, ball 4, he lost him. Terrell reaches base for the 2nd time tonight as he draws the leadoff free pass, segueing things to Ben Ramirez from USC. Ramirez has reached base once, that came on an error. Otherwise, a pair of flyouts to right field. And now Tom Holliday's going to send in a pinch runner. It'll be Paxton Wallace from Wichita State coming into the game to pinch run for Terrell. So Ramirez will step out of the box. Home plate umpire Michael Hinojosa writes the change in his little scorebook. But for the hitter, Ramirez looking to get on the board with his first hit of the night. Ben came into the day hitting .262. He had 1 home run, and it was just barely at that. Witten works out of the stretch, checks the runner and fires home. Good at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. That 1 home run that Ben Ramirez hit came at Red Wilson Field against the Whitey Red Sox. It hit off the very top of the fence in center field and skipped over the wall. So Witten ready with the 0-1. He sets right at the belt. Peeks at the runner a couple times. He'll deliver. Just away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Ramirez, a guy who certainly doesn't hit a lot of home runs in his time at USC. He's a really, really good top-of-the-lineup bat, sure. But just not a whole lot of power in his arsenal as he swings and fouls one back. Ramirez didn't hit a home run in his 2019 season at USC. And then in 2018, he hit just 1. Wallace getting a short lead at first, being held on by Brooks Carlson. Pitch from Witten. In the dirt, chested up by the catcher, Chad McDaniel. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 6-1 Chatham in the bottom of the 8th. Witten looking for the first out here. He had a 2-strike count to Terrell, but lost him. And now he's got a 2-2 count to Ben Ramirez. He comes set. He'll fire home. Down low, and the count swells. Or rather, Ben Ramirez hit 2 home runs in his freshman year. But that one he hit out at Red Wilson Field was his first in either college ball or summer ball. The first one since a weekend series at Arizona State as a freshman. He didn't hit any last year with the Chatham Anglers, as he is a second-year returner. Witten's 3-2. Ground ball to first. Carlson gloves it, steps on the bag, fires to second. Tag applied by Servideo. They got him. 3 unassisted to 6 double play. And that erases the base runners for Chatham here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So a nice play by Carlson. A candy hop to him at first base. Stepped on the bag as he was only about 2 feet away from it. Then turns and makes a strong throw to Servideo, who applied a quick tag down on the runner, Paxton Wallace, as he was erased. That'll now bring up Cade Cabanis. Witten fires home, good for a strike. Cade today, 0 for 3. Reached on the fielder's choice his last time out and then was caught stealing. The Witten so far faced the minimum in the bottom of the 8th. He winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. Cabanis chases one just above the letters, and it's 0-2 with 2 outs. 6-1 Anglers in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is the second of 4 meetings between these two ball clubs. Chatham won the opener 5-4 in extra innings against Hyannis back on opening night. That was June the 10th. Offering misses down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Witten took the loss in that game. Merriman got the save, and same 2 arms are on the mound right now. 1-2. Just down. The count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hyannis will have Rigsby Mosley, Chad McDaniel, and Lucas Dunn coming to the plate for the top of the 9th. But Witten looking to end it right here. Gets the sign from McDaniel, comes home, and it's just upstairs, runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Hyannis was just a couple outs away from beating the Chatham Ball Club back on opening night. But a wild pitch in the 9th lost them the lead. It went to extras, and Chatham pulled out the 5-4 victory in 10. 10 innings in the Cape, as time is called. 10 innings in the Cape is the longest you can go now. Rules have been changed where extra innings can't go past 10. If it's still tied after that, it ends in a draw. And Hyannis has played in the only 2 extra inning games on the Cape so far this season. Witten's 3-2. Swing and a foul back. Cabanis will stay alive with a full count. So they lost on opening night in extra innings to Chatham. They tied in extra innings to Falmouth just a couple days later, 9-9. So Witten gets a new ball. He's back on the mound and ready to go. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Witten punches out Cabanis to end the bottom of the 8th as he records a strikeout, his first of the night. Faces the minimum after giving up a leadoff walk to Alex Terrell. Induces a 3-6 double play, as well as a strikeout to Cabanis to end the frame. Last ups for Hyannis in the top of the 9th. They trail 6-1 here at Veterans Field. We'll have that for you on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Dawson Merriman back on the mound for the Chatham A's as we bring you back for the top of the 9th from Veterans Field. And he's looking to close it out against Hyannis. Chad Gassman's going to send up a couple of pinch hitters. Rigsby Mosley was the man set to come to the plate. Instead, it'll be Bryce Teodosio from Clemson. And then on deck, The scheduled hitter was Chad McDaniel. Looks like it's going to be Hunter Goodman taking his spot. But the sidewinder Merriman gets his sign, kicks and delivers. Down low, and it's ball one. Couple of defensive changes for the A's as well. Cooper Swanson from Florida State comes in to play right field. Cade Cabanis shifts over to center. So Caden Polkovich is out of the game. Offering up high, Teodosio just briefly checks his swing, appeal down to first, he doesn't go around. And additionally behind the plate, Charlie Welch from St. John's River is behind the plate catching. Dawson's next offering, cut and a miss from Teodosio, it's 2-1. So that 4-run third inning for Chatham in the bottom of the third, looming large here tonight. They tacked on an additional run in the fifth, and then another insurance piece in the seventh. That 4 spot really took its toll throughout the ballgame. 2-1, swing and a miss from Teodosio. He runs the count to 2-2 with nobody out here in the ninth. Chatham leading by 5 here at home against Hyannis. The Anglers are 4-3 at home this season, looking to pick up win number 5 at Veterans. 2-2 to Teodosio. Swung on and popped foul down the right field line, gets out of play. Hyannis came into the night last place in the West Division. 2 wins, 10 losses, 1 tie. That's 5 points. They sat 4 behind the Falmouth Commodores with 9 points. Offering from Merriman. Swing and a miss from Teodosio. Swings underneath a fastball above the letters, and that's the first out of the inning. Merriman picks up a strikeout to begin the frame, and it'll bring up Hunter Goodman, another pinch hitter. So McDaniel's night ends after a 1-for-3 appearance, 2 strikeouts and a double where he'd later score. And for Goodman, the batting practice showstopper himself. Also has 2 home runs to his name this summer. And looking to make an impact here in the ninth. Merriman, staring over his glove, gets the sign, kicks and fires home. Breaking ball misses way up high, it's 1-0. Goodman just hitting 167 currently on the summer. 7 RBIs as well. Pitch, swinging a pop-up just over the Hyannis dugout. Gets over the snack shack toward the playground. So the Harbor Hawks have 6 hits tonight. They've actually out-hit Chatham. But the Anglers have capitalized more with runners on base. Swing and a miss from Goodman at the next offering. It's 1-2. So Chatham, who sits at 7-6-1, 3rd place in the West Division, looking to make up some ground tonight. 1-2. Popped up, foul, and out of play again. But again for Hyannis, they sat 4 points behind Falmouth. 5 behind Bourne. But those 2 squared off tonight with the Commodores emerging victorious 3-0 out at Doran Park in Bourne. 1-2 from Merriman. Swing and a high towering fly ball, very shallow right field. In comes Swanson, he's got a beat on it, and he makes the grab, fighting the lights a little bit for the second out. So the final hope for Hyannis tonight, Louisville's second baseman Lucas Dunn. Some other scores around the league tonight. Orleans takes down Harwich 5-1. Katuitt downs Wareham 11-3. And Brewster travels out to Red Wilson Field and beats the Whitey Red Sox, who sit atop the East Division 7-4. First pitch to Dunn. Upstairs, ball 1. So if Hyannis drops tonight, they'll sit 5 points behind the Bourne Braves, who will move to 4th place after the loss tonight. Pitch to Dunn. Inside, and it's called a strike. Good breaking ball from Merriman. Turned the back of Dunn, but it dropped onto the inside part of the plate right at the last second. Lucas today 1 for 2 with the walk. The offering. Another breaking ball. This time hits the outside corner. And the Harbor Hawks are down to their final strike. This Chatham pitching staff has put on a show tonight. 1-2. Just down low. And Dunn stays alive as the count levels to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dunn will flip the bat out toward the mound once. He's now into his stance, the bat resting on his right shoulder. 2-2 from Merriman. It's up high. So Hyannis, a win last Sunday against Harwich. 10-run performance against Falmouth, but just 1 run here tonight against the Anglers. Pitch to Dunn. Ground ball out to the shortstop. This should do it. Marill Fields cleanly fires to first, and that's the ball game. Chatham wins by a final score of 6-1 here on this Saturday night at Veterans Field, as they'll move to 8-6-1 in 2019. For Hyannis, they dropped to 2-11-1. They scored just 1 run on 6 hits. But Brendan, it was the story of the Chatham pitching tonight. Ty Madden started the game, and he was flat out dominant.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And, even though Hyannis out-hit Chatham tonight 6-5, it still didn't result in much on the scoreboard for Hyannis. Again, just 1 run in their last 18 innings of baseball. Shut out the other night at Harwich. That 1 run coming back in the 7th inning, and then Chatham matched it, so it was kind of just a wash. It was 5-0 at the time. But, you mentioned the pitching tonight for Chatham. They were splendid, and they should get the credit they deserve. They put out a strong performance, starters and bullpen alike. And Hyannis just drops another one. That's a tough one, but the errors again piled up.
And for Sam Thoresen, who got the start for Hyannis tonight, you look at his line, and you also watch him pitch out here at Veterans Field tonight. He really wasn't so bad. In fact, outside of 1 inning, he was pretty dominant. Thoresen went 4 1/3 innings tonight. 3 hits, 5 runs, only 2 of them earned. 4 walks to 8 strikeouts. So he was missing a lot of bats. And outside of the 3rd inning, he was really cruising. But that 3rd inning one just coming back to haunt him. The Terrell 2-run bomb, kind of the cap for the Anglers. And then again, just didn't get a whole lot of offensive support.
And he didn't have much help in the field behind him either. When we talked about it a bit last night with Tyler Madison on the mound at Harwich, the errors piling up. Lucas Dunn, again, is having a rough go at second base, but trying to get things going with the bat. Unfortunately, just couldn't match the 6 runs Chatham put up tonight.
So for Chatham, they emerge victorious 6-1 over Hyannis here at Veterans Field on this Saturday night, June the 29th. Chatham with the win moves to 8-6-1, with Hyannis moving to 2-11-1. The final lines for each team here tonight: Hyannis, 1 run on 6 hits, 3 errors, and for Chatham, 6 runs on 5 hits with just 1 error. And they'll take a look at the winning pitcher tonight, as well as the losing pitcher for both sides. It'll be Luke Bartnicki picking up the win for the Anglers after he came in to relieve Ty Madden for 3 2/3 innings. And taking the loss was Sam Thoresen tonight. No save, as there was no save situation. 2 hours and 34 minutes, a pretty quick one here at Veterans Field. That was the final time of the game. First pitch, 7:01 p.m., went all the way up till 9:35. And in terms of runners left on base, Chatham left just 3, Hyannis left 7. And again, another sluggish offensive performance for the Harbor Hawks as they pick up their 11th loss of the season. But it was a big story of the Chatham pitching tonight. So one more time, 6-1 the final here from Veterans Field in Chatham. The Anglers pick up the win and their 8th victory of the season. For Hyannis, they'll look to get back at it tomorrow with a 6 p.m. start at Dorn. That one coming from Hyannis at McKeon Park. And first pitch for that one set for 6 o'clock p.m. One more time for Brendan Howe, I'm Lyle Goldstein. We thank you so much for tuning in on this Saturday night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow at home from McKeon Park.